Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to make this easy and simple and colorful table mat. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So you are going to cut your fish line, of which I've already done. And as usual, we are using 0.70 mm. That's the size of the fish line we are using. So you make sure you have equal ends of the fish line. So you hold the ends of the fish line and then you pick 6 beads. Then you fix it on any side of the fish line, being it the left side or the right side. So you fix it, you fix all 6 beads on the fish line. So this is what you should get. And then with the last bead, which is the seed bead, you cross with the fish line, leaving 5 beads behind. So you cross with the seed bead, leaving the first 5 beads behind. Then you get your first ring. So you fix 1 bead on the left fish line, then you fix 4 beads on the right fish line. So you pick 5 beads, fix 4 on the left fish line, fix 1 on the right fish line. So this is what you should get. And then you cross with the 4th bead. The beads on the left fish line, that's what I'm going to cross with. So you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. So you pull it out, then you have your second ring now. So you fix 1 bead on the right fish line again, then 4 beads on the left fish line again. So this is it. And then you still cross with the 4th bead. So we are crossing with the beads on the left fish line. So you cross with the 4th bead, leaving 3 beads behind. Then still with the same method, you fix 1 bead on the right fish line, then 4 beads on the left fish line. So this is it. Then you cross with the 4th bead as usual, leaving 3 beads behind. So you pull it out, then you have our 4th ring. So on the right side of the fish line, you fix 1 bead, then on the left side of the fish line, you fix 4 beads again. So you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. You go on again and cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. So you pull it out, and I think this is our 5th one. So doing the last one on the right fish line, you fix 1 bead, and then still with the right fish line, you skip this bead, then you go through the next bead. So you skip 1 bead and then go through the second bead, you pull it out. So this is what you should get. Your fish line should come out of 3 beads. Then on the left fish line, you pick 3 beads and then you fix on the left fish line. Then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So all we are doing now is adding up the beads to 6. So each circle should contain 6 beads on that side. So on the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead, and this is how it should be. Your fish line should come out of 2 beads. Then on the left fish line, so this time on the left fish line, we are still adding up to 6. So we already have 2 here, so we need 4 more to add it up to 6. So you fix 4 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. So you cross the 4th bead using the right fish line, and then still pull it out. And then this time with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. So after you've gone through the next 1 bead, your fish line should come out of 2 beads again. And then we are still adding up to 6. So we already have 2. So on the left fish line, you still fix 4 beads on that side to add it up to 6. So you cross the 4th bead using the right fish line. Okay, so with the 4th bead, you cross with the right fish line. Then you go through the next 2 beads. So this time you should have your fish lines coming out of 3 beads. So this is how it should look Then we still have to add up to 6 beads. So with the left fish line, you still fix 3 beads on that side. Then you cross with the third bead using the right fish line. So you pick 3 beads, fix on the left fish line, then you cross with the right fish line. So with the right fish line, you should go through the next bead again, and then this time you fix 4 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. So you pull it out, and then with the right fish line you go through the next 2 beads. Then you should have a fish line out of 3 beads. And then with the left fish line you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line, then you go through the next 1 bead again, fix 4 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line, cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line, and then you go through the next 2 beads again. You now fix 3 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the right fish line. You cross the 3rd bead with the right fish line. Then you go through the next 1 bead, fix 4 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 4th bead, go through the next 2 beads, fix 3 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. Fix 4 beads on the left fish line, and then you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. So you fix 4 beads, cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. You go through the next 2 beads, fix 3 beads on the left fish line again, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. And then this time you go through the next 2 beads, and then fix 3 beads on the left fish line again, cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line, and then you pull it out to be firm. So we are done with this side. Then you go through the next bead to weave the next step again. So this time on the left fish line we are going to weave 1 more time to get the size we want. So on the left fish line you fix 4 beads again, cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line, because we only have 2 beads, then we are adding up to 6. So with the right fish line you go through the next 2 beads again, fix 3 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So it's the same method we are using. So anytime you go through 1 bead, you fix 4 beads on the left fish line. So let me say, anytime you have your fish line coming out of 2 beads, you fix 4 beads on the left fish line, you cross with the 4th bead using the right fish line. Then you go through the next 2 beads. That is, if anytime you go through 2 beads and your fish line is coming out of 3 beads, you fix 3 beads on the left fish line again. Then you cross with it, adding it up to 6. So you should always have this formula in your head, that anytime you go through 1 bead, you fix 4 beads on the left fish line. Anytime you go through 2 beads, you fix 3 beads on the left fish line. So we are going to weave on with the same method, till we are done with this round as well. So as you are weaving, it is forming, okay, get it round. All you have to do is to get the formula to weave it, then you are good to go. So stay with me and let's weave on till we are done with this part. So anytime you get to the last end, you should fix 3 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the third bead using the right fish line. So we are done with it now. Then with our fish line, you need to take your time and pass it through because the fish line is very short. Or with this fish line, you can go through this one bead here. With the right fish line, you go through this one bead, and then on the left fish line, you fix 3 beads on that side, and then you go through with the same left fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. You go through the next 1 bead and then to the other bead as well. So you should get both fish line coming out of 1 bead. Okay, so your fish line should come out of 1 bead, then you pass the fish lines through. So after you pass the fish line through, you cut off the excess fish line, then we are going to weave one more time. So with the new fish line, you go through this bead, then you pull it out. You make sure you have equal ends of the fish line, as I always say. Then you fix 5 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the right fish line. You still hold the tips of the fish line, and then you pull it out to make sure one is no longer than the other. After with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads, then you fix 3 beads on the left fish line, then you cross with the third bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then as you can see, it's the same method as we did the other steps. So you go through the next 2 beads again, then you weave on. So you are going to weave with the same method until you get to the last end of your octagon. After you are done with the last end, you pass the excess fish line through the beads, and then you cut off the excess fish line as well. So this is what you should get after you are done, or let me say after you are on the right track. So beside this, I did other colors offline, so you need 7 of this to complete your table mat. So you can mix the colors. If you are okay with it, you can use any color of your choice just to match the color of your room, or maybe to make your table colorful. So we're about to fix a little puzzle here, so please watch carefully as I fix or as I arrange how the tablecloth or the table mat should be. So you fix it one by one. You make sure it's on the right side, and this is how you should fix yours. This is how you should fix it. This is how it should be. So you're about to join the sides together. So with the new fish line, not too long, you go through this 2 beads here. Go through these 2 beads, So you can start from any side that you are comfortable with. And then on this side of the fish line, you fix 1 bead on that side. Then on that same fish line, which is my right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads on the black side of the octagon shape as well. Then you pull it out. So this is how the bead should be. Please make sure you have equal sides of the fish line. So this is what you should get. And then you cross with 1 bead. Cross with 1 bead. Then you pull it out. So make sure one fish line is no longer than the other. So this is what you should have. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. With the left fish line, you go through the next 2 beads as well. And then you fix 1 bead. You pick 1 bead and then you cross with both fish line. Then you cross with both fish line. Then after, with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead as well. Then you pick 1 bead and then you cross with both sides. So this is just a simple method we are using here. Then you go through the next 2 beads again on each side of the bead. Then you pick 1 bead and then you cross with it. Cross with it. So this time you go through the next 1 bead on each side because we are about to turn. So on my right fish line, I want to turn to the left side. So on my right fish line, I fix 1 bead on that side. And then with that same fish line again, I go through the next bead on the on the white octagon shape. So this is what I should get. And then you cross with 1 bead. Then you cross with 1 bead. So as you can see, I just turned to my left side. So I'm going to weave towards my left side. So on the right fish line, you go through the next bead. On the left fish line, you go through the next bead. And then you pick 1 bead. And then you cross with it. So you go on and pick 1 bead. Then you cross with both fish line. So with this method, you are just going through 2 beads and then you are crossing with 1 bead. So the difference is when you have to turn or when you want to turn. That is all. Then you pick 1 bead and then you cross with it. So anytime you go through the next 2 beads with both fish lines, the next thing you should do is to pick 1 bead and then you cross with it using both fish line. Then you cross with it. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. With the left fish line, you go through the next 2 beads as well. Fix 1 bead, and then you cross with both fish line. So anytime you get to the end, you go through the next 1 bead on each fish line. Then this time we have to turn again. So on this fish line, which is my left fish line, I fix 1 bead because I want to turn to the top side. So you fix 1 bead on the left fish line. Then with that same fish line, you go through the first bead. With that same fish line, you go through the first bead here on another octagon shape bead, and then you cross with 1 bead using both fish line. So you have it joined again. And then with the left fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. With the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads as well. Pick 1 bead and then you cross with both fish lines. So that is the same method we are using to join the other colors to the family. Let's put it that way. So sit back and relax and let's join them together. So we are done joining, and then we are back to where we started from. So we need to join the that side as well. So you can weave from the inside to the outside, or from the outside to the inside. That is how you can weave after you are done joining all the sides together. So let me say the white is the main mother here. So I'm going to show you how to join from the inside to the outside. So you fix your fish line through the beads, the 3 beads, then you cross with 1 bead. Then with the same method, you go through the next fish lines and then you pull it out. So when you get here with the right fish line, you go through the next 3 beads, and then with the left fish line, you go through the next 1 bead, and then you cross with 1 bead. Then you go on and weave to the end. So when you get here, you pass the excess fish line through, and now I'm going to show you how to weave from the outside to the inside. So with the same method as we started with a new fish line, you go through the next 2 beads on one side of the octagon shape mat, and then you fix 1 bead on this side. Then with that same fish line, you go through the next 2 beads on the other side of the octagon shape bag, then you cross with 1 bead, and then that one too you weave towards the other end. So this is what you should get. When you get here with the right fish line, you go through the next 3 beads. With the left fish line, you go through the next 3 beads as well. So this is it, and then you pass the excess fish lines through the beads as well. So I have shown you what you need to know, and then with the rest that is left, I'm going to do it offline, or let me say off camera. So I'll get back to you in a short while. Then after I pass my excess fish line through. So this is the final work. This is what you should get after you are done, or let me say after you know you are on the right track. This is what you should get. So you can still add more to it to make the table mat bigger. So there you have your simple and colorful, neatly arranged table mat set for your table. If you want to see more of my tutorials, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you comment and share as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.